Hello everyone and welcome to our I Pick My Butt video. More Archero today, and in this video we're going to be talking about the new remodel, refurbish Evil Dungeon. And I'm going to hit you with this right at the beginning. I don't recommend you spend 150 gems in order to try to get more bloodstones out of this. Now I do like the new changes they made. Yes, it is a lot more difficult, but I do find it more enjoyable and fun in the chances of trying to beat it. Although the reason why I say don't spend those gems is there is a bug going around right now in it, and we don't know exactly which abilities grabbing it causes it, but pretty much you play it all the way through and at the end you end up with 0 bloodstones even though you've been seeing them drop the whole time. Now an interesting thing that I saw I Love AOC post inside the game was there is inside the coding, if you get equal to or greater than 40 of these stones, you're going to get flagged with a hacking device. You know, you're like, hey, we sense a third party at blah, blah, blah on your phone. So I have seen people getting over 40 stones here and there, but that's just another thing to be even more worried about. I doubt Archero's going to do anything, but just something to keep in the back burner. Another thing I'm not too crazy about is the inconsistency of getting these stones. Just like chapters, they might drop a lot, they might drop a little, and we also have to keep in mind that there's still sapphires and runes inside there. Just because they added bloodstones doesn't mean that's going to be the high priority. I've seen people beat it, like I said, get over 40, and then I've seen other people beat it and only get 10 to 15 with still decent modifiers on them. With that being said, even though I'm recommending not to spend the 150 gems, I do recommend you spend the 10 energy to give this a go and see how well you're doing it. This is great training for boss chapters to begin with, and it's also still a lot of fun, and yes, we still can get some good things out of it. Now, if you are an average player and below normal stage 20, I recommend you grab every nerf you can. Those are going to be the bread abilities that you see inside the game. And if you're in between stages 20 to 30, that's where I'd say to try to average it out. Keep that percentage right around 0, and then anybody over 30, go nuts, try to get as high a percentage you can and see if you can get that actual notification that you're cheating in the game. As far as the gear to use in this, the Demon Blade just seems like a no-brainer, but how about the armor? If you're a lower level player, Phantom Cloak might be a good option for you because whenever you're going to take that hit from an enemy, you're going to freeze them, and this is a great time to strike back. Other than that, I tend to use the Bright Robe on it just to kind of speed things up a little bit, get the extra health, but there is some options out there. Now, you higher level players that are going to be stacking those buffs on the actual enemy, you're going to throw a Mythic Golden Chestplate on to get that damage reduction. Really seems to help out. For rings, lions, all the way, the extra damage to bosses is going to be a huge buff for you there, and it definitely does pay off. Hopefully you're not a moron like me and then just fuse them all to get a mythic out of it, but hey, it looks cool in my opinion, so at least I got that going on for me. Pets really shouldn't matter on this one, and as far as your bracelet, I am using the frozen one just because it's the highest attack that I have, so that's what I would recommend, not the frozen, but the one that's the highest for you. We really want to get that attack damage out there, but an invincibility or even a quick shot, if you have them high enough, that is going to be a good way to go. And Angel Locket, of course, we really want to have that revive in case you take that hit, it's going to destroy you. As far as the book, I'm using Arcane Archer so I can have some control over it, but as you know, Giant's Contract is a great way to go with the Demon Blade too. Now, when it comes to selecting these abilities, the one that I'd probably say is my favorite nerf to the enemy is Adorkable. This is going to kind of just cause him to pause every couple of seconds and sit there and do nothing, and this is great to get those swipes in with the Demon Blade. I also like the anemic ones, which is going to reduce their hit points because, let's be honest, I want to kill these things as fast as possible before the next one pops up. Frail would be another great one to take too, which is going to increase the amount of damage that the enemy takes, but I try to stay away from the elemental ones or even the attack speed ones. Those don't really seem to make too much of a difference for me. For the buffs, Rear Guard is probably one of the best ones I can find there, which is going to reduce damage from the rear. We're going to be obviously hitting from the front most of the time, so nothing to really worry about losing on that. And then Thorn Damage is another one. That's going to be the collision itself of running into them, so that's another one I try to grab. And then the other one is the Elemental one. I believe it's called Elemental Resist, and that's just going to resist damage from elementals, so hopefully you're not using Sylvan against this, but that's a good one to have for any other hero really out there. Now, as far as the abilities, I like to try to stay away from grabbing. Split is going to be a big one there. When you kill the enemy, they're going to split into two. That's a very dangerous one to play with. The Bloodthirst buff is another one I stay away from because that's going to give them 5% increase in their health every time they hit you, and that could stack really quick and just do the opposite of what you want it to do. And front guard is another one I try to stay away from because, let's be honest, we're going to be hitting from the front a lot of time, and just reducing that damage is only going to slow things down. Now, the game does give you a couple of free rerolls in there. Be careful when you use those because you might need to nerf something and you reroll and you get nothing but buffs, which can make things even more difficult. But overall, I do enjoy this. I think it's a lot of fun. I really hope they get these bugs straightened out so nobody puts the effort in and gets 0 bloodstones out of it. But curious to know what you guys have been getting for bloodstones and how far you make it in it. Let me know in the comments below. Join the Discord if you haven't already. A lot of fun going on in there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.